As entrepreneurs, we have one thing that we always have to be open about. It's learning new skills and developing them so that we can put them into our business. And also, and through these new skills that we create, we can a lot of times use them so that we can actually create income from them. Welcome to Let's Get Real. My name is Glenda Kroll, and today we have a sensational program for you so that you can also learn and build yourself. Hi, and I want to also introduce my other host today, and she is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Harvick. Always glad to be here on Wednesdays because Glenda's right. We do have very knowledgeable and exciting guests. And of course, today is no exception. And I want to introduce her and get her started because she has some good stories. She's got life experience and she's on to something new that I think everyone needs to hear about. So our guest today, her career started with AT&T and spanned 33 years until she retired in 2020. And since she's such a go-getter, she's got something up her sleeve you guys are going to love today. She's a trailblazer with a passion for life, holistic health, and maintaining a very high vibration, which is apparent when you talk to her. She is now building a team of visionaries whose desires are to make an impact in the world of technology using a platform named RUBI. So Heidi Wilde, welcome to our stage, my friend. How are you?
Thank you. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Glenda. Hi. Thank you for having me. And hello, our listeners out there.
Hi, Heidi. I'm thrilled to bringing you here because, you have something, or we'll change that we, all three of us have something that we believe that it's the way our world is moving towards. And like I said, if we don't continue to learn, then we are actually losing out. And that's the most important thing out there. So, we can't be afraid of things. We have to keep learning and building our own selves up. And that's where I want to come back to. So share with us, you have a beautiful story, and you were in the corporate world as so was I. And we all, got to start somewhere, but from that you've expanded. Sure.
Mm-hmm. So thank you. And absolutely. I love when you talk about learning because we learn from the moment we're born, right? And my background is actually pretty diverse. Before AT&T, I was a psych soc major, double major in college. And when I got out, I ran a community residence for chronic schizophrenics from mental hospital for a year and a half, transitioning everyone out of the hospital into the community. And I ran programs there. And here I was, 21 years old, ready to, save the world. And, I lasted about 3 years there, and it was a high burnout position. But I learned a lot. I learned about managing people. I was the host manager. I learned about budgeting, about, showing people skills, life skills that they've been institutionalized for most of their life. So to watch people learn how to drive, ride a bus or spend money or use at the time it was payphones, right? And then I had a couple jobs and then I had a baby, and I was a temp at Cellular One Boston while my baby was 1. I wanted to go back to work, and I temped. And at the time, the temp agencies were big, right? So I got placed at Cellular One, and little did I know that would be my life, most of my life career. And what I saw there was, and I encourage everyone here, you can be and do whatever you want. When I got in there, they wanted me to work full time. Nope, not going to do that. However, if you put a phone in my house, I will sell. I didn't even know a thing about selling, but I'll sell. I'll telemarket. I'll get appointments for salespeople, and you can pay me if I sell something. And they let me do that. And I stayed home with my children for 5 years back in the 80s, 1987 to 93 or something. And then I went in and I was in inside sales and outside sales. I had a sales team for 7 years. In fact, I had never done outside sales before. So the gentlemen that were interviewing me, they said, all right. And I was a top performer in inside sales. So I was very competitive, but I would always show my teammates, I'm going to show you what I do, how I do it, and I'm still going to beat you. So I was open to however, and I had 2 phones on my desk, and I was a go-getter, like you said. And I remember when I went to the interview, there was a position open for outside sales. And I said, you know what? I had been like 6 years in inside telemarketing, and I was kind of bored. And I had a mentor, and he told me to do the Ben Franklin, write line down the middle of the paper and put the pros and cons of why you want to take this job. And so I did that, and I was really bored. I wanted stimulation and challenge. And however, I was responsible for my own paycheck. So now I was going into a position that I was responsible, other people being responsible for my paycheck. So in my performance and everything. So when I sat down with the 2 gentlemen to hire me or to interview me, they said, so Wild, they used to call me Wild. That's my last name. Wild, why do you want this job? And I said, I don't know that I want this job. I'll tell you what I can bring to the job. You can tell me what you think this position needs, and we can see if it's a match. And they're like, whoa, they expected me to like sell them on this. And, it has to be a win-win. I'll tell you what I can bring. And at the time we had 5 rate plans, A, B, C, and F. And it was really great. I worked for 7 years as a sales manager, and then I went into operations. I had really, really tremendous career. I was surrounded by mentors and leaders and becoming a leader and all of that. And all the while, Cellular One, AT&T, became Cellular One Singular, AT&T. They were by region, by market. So our New England market, I'm from Boston, had a VP that was very open to new things. And he was a trailblazer. And I liked that. So I would bring him ideas and he would say, go for it. My management would let me do that. So we had a New England back to school program. So all the college kids could come on campus, and all the stores I would work with throughout New England to market and get on campuses and things like that. And the rest of the country would look at always New England and say, what are you doing? We want to do that. So I was very fortunate, had a great career. At the very end, I was supporting stores. Someone asked me if I wanted to go into retail after 20 years in business. I said, retail? What's retail? I don't even know what retail is. And I ended up going there and supporting Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, and Northern Massachusetts, going to the AT&T stores, making sure that their software was right on the iPads and that they would pass their audit. But I would always do what I wanted to do while I was there. And that was help them drive traffic, help them connect with people, and whatnot. So the last 5 years, my friend at the time, he was a manager, and he said, tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, I'm creating a new position and a new group, and it's with first responders. Do you want to come to this group? And I'm like, I'm ready to retire. I don't know that I want anything new. And he said, he get me lunch, and he told me how, it would be great for me to come. So for 5 years, I worked with first responders in supporting FirstNet, which is the priority preemptive service that, when 9/11 happened, we did a lot of cool things at AT&T that I was involved with. This was probably one of the most significant ones in my career, was that AT&T won the contract when you try to make a phone call during a disaster. At 9/11, no one could get out. So the government mandated that one of the carriers build a system for first responders. So we got the contract, and they did that. And now we were having a team to go out and present to police and fire, which was supported by the government. It was something that they really wanted to get passed. And these police and fire chiefs are trying to save lives. They're not out here to look at sales people trying to sell them a system they don't know about. So I said, why don't we do a webinar series? Call it the Wild Webinar. And we did that, and it was very successful. Again, everyone in the country was like, what are you doing in New England? And we would, once a month, we would get on and talk about school safety, and we would talk about community safety and things like that. was working closely with the gentleman who was retired colonel of the state police, and he was the commanding officer at Sandy Hook. So we would talk about school safety and how to, and we had administrators on there, superintendents and police and fire and emergency personnel. And that was one of the most rewarding pieces of my career, because I felt like I was making an impact and giving back, right? And I was essentially the host to this webinar series. So, you know, I would have the interview and the guests come on, and this gentleman who would go through the school safety one, I listened to that more times than I wanted to. However, it was really important to get people to understand, especially in today's world, how important it is for keeping our kids safe in schools. So in December of 2020, I left after, you know, a lifetime commitment, and it was really hard to leave. However, I knew that it would come a time. So prior to that, I had started a wellness business with a company. I like to be the trailblazer. I like to be first in. So cell phones weren't even a thing when I was in Cellular One. They were as big as your coffee table, you know, or and so
I remember that.
And this company was all about gut health and the gut brain axis. In 2017, before it even launched, I started with that. And that wasn't even a thing. However, it was all about mental health and nutrition and fitness and hydration and, you know, mental, physical, emotional well-being. And so I did that for seven years. And I really enjoyed it. I met some great people. I learned a lot about nutrition. When do you learn about nutrition, right? I mean, unless you're a nurse or you're going to school for that, you know, for the most part, I really didn't understand how food is mood and all that. And I would say for anyone listening, be very conscious and maniacal about what goes in your body, because that's how we feel. Our body, our gut is our motherboard. I could go a whole hour on that. And so I'm very passionate about that. That's one of my pieces, because when we eat well, we are clear mind, we're clear our vessel, and we can get messages. We can, you know, be much more connected to ourselves, to our divine. And I'm all about energy and frequency and vibration. Nicole, I see that you're a quantum energy healer.
Yeah,
which I know. So about energy, right? And vibration. And food has vibration. Companies have vibration. Everything does. So
our clothes, our material has vibration.
it is very important to connect in. And for those that know how to do muscle testing, to muscle test, to, you know, because we evolve and change too. And it doesn't necessarily mean that strawberries are good for you. Is that pack of strawberries good for you? Is it grown in the right environment, et cetera? So I was looking into leaving that wellness piece after, you know, it served until it didn't. I felt like there was some, it just wasn't really aligning to what I wanted to do. And so last summer in August 2023, when I decided to step away, I'm still passionate about the products. I'm still, you know, a distributor, a partner there. However, when I left, my friend that I had met in this company suggested that I take a look at this AI program. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm 65 years old, by the way. Do I really need something else right now?
You do. You're competitive. You absolutely
need it. You know, if you don't keep going, you don't keep learning, and then you become stale.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you, when you get the nudge, and it's all about the nudge for me, when we get the nudge, follow it. So I asked my son-in-law, before I came into this, my son-in-law, I'm actually sitting in his house, in my daughter's house right now. He is him and his uncle created a clinic in India, a mental health clinic for prenatal women and children in Rajasthan, India. And it's a counseling, it helps with nutrition and all that. Beautiful. So I asked him, I said, Anil, what do you think of AI? And he said, Heidi, I just submitted a grant for $800,000 for my clinic for AI. I'm like, what? For what? And he said, yes, they said that I got really close. It scored high, and to resubmit, I didn't get that grant. However, I said, what are you going to do with AI in your clinic? And he said, for the treatment plans, he explained a little bit about it, enough for me to say, wow, this is interesting.
Yeah.
This is where the direction of the world is going, right? And you can say a lot of things about a lot of things, right? Money in the hands of good people can do really good things. Tools in the hands of good people can do really good things. And I decided, after looking, this system wasn't even turned on yet. However, my friend was best friends with one of the owners, and the other owner had a really good heart that I got to know. And I decided to partner with this company. It's called Flex. Product is called RUBI. And one of the things, and I want to mention this because it really gave me I leaned in, was that the owner is very passionate about stopping human trafficking. Because of an experience that he had, he met 3 individuals that were victims of this in 2018. And he said, sometimes there are things that you see that you cannot unsee, or hear that you cannot unhear.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm getting goosebumps. With that, he gives 10% of the proceeds to a mission called Selfless in this whole program of RUBI. So 10% of the proceeds will go to a program that he does it very differently too. And if you want to hear more about that, we'd be happy to share. So I came into RUBI. Look, Glenda Kroll was one of the first people that I said, Glenda, I don't know why, the universe has a beautiful way of doing things, right?
Yeah, totally.
Glenda, I'm in something that I want to share with you, and just trust me, sign up. It's not even like, and I said, this is really fun. I don't know a thing about it yet. However, it's really cool, and I'd like you to do this. So it's an affiliate program. It's you build a team if you want to, or you can build a customer base, or both. And Glenda hopped in, was very excited about it with me, and I started sharing it with people. It's actually selling cell phones and selling wellness products. Selling RUBI is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's talk about it, because why did I jump in so fast? It was because AI was already out.
Mhm.
AI was already hitting the world, and we all knew it was like the computer. When the computer came in, you knew that it was going to be something that everybody had to have in their house. And when AI came out, it's the same thing. If you don't start learning these tools, and I had referred to this at the beginning, if you don't start learning these tools, you're going to get left behind, and it will affect everything in your life. And it's for me. I'm just like, that's why Heidi, you and I connect so well. It's because we know that so many of these things, especially like this, is something that we can groom ourselves to expand our own mind. Building helps build our business. It can do so many things, and we'll discuss that in a moment. But it's like the cell phone coming in, and that's what AI has been. And it's something that we all need to do to build ourselves up so that we can continue on this journey called life. Because what AI does for us is it actually helps make life, because the one thing we can't get back is time. But when you have a product like RUBI, you actually can get back time.
Mm-hmm. So our thought leaders, if you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, you listen to Mark Cuban, they are 2 that come to mind that say, if you don't have AI in your business, or if you're not using AI every single day, you're going to be left behind. You're going to lose. And Robert Sacco, our owner, talks about that people think that jobs are going to be taken away. I will say that the people that know AI are more marketable. I have heard that AI takes creativity away. I'm here to say personally, I am so creative. My juices are flowing when I use RUBI and AI. And a lot of people have fear about it. And I will say that there's a voice piece in our tool that you have to sign off and say that you will be using it with integrity, that you have approvals. So there's some, integrity behind it, of course. And right now in the world, it's the wild, wild west. There are not a lot of parameters around AI, and they're coming, of course, as with everything. And what I'd like to say with this tool is that it's on all in one platform. And what Robert has done is he goes out and he finds the best chats. It has 10 chat modules, 10 chat features, platforms. 4 of them are unlimited. They're used on, we have very affordable rate plans, and the chat features range from, they all have a different purpose that you can do, and they're all current, and there's video, there's audio, there's music, there's personify, which is targeting your specific audience to the voice and tone that you want to say, to their pain points, to their values, to their buying behavior. So now Robert's a marketing genius, and I never took marketing, and now I feel very proficient in marketing because I have a tool. It has 150 modules that are pre-built templates that are all engineered by prompt engineers, so I don't have to be that. So it's really fun. I enjoy using it, and I enjoy sharing it.
So, you just spoke about the fact that with AI that it hasn't been, they didn't put any type of safety features around AI when they brought it out. So it's the one thing that I wonder, is it too late at this point? How do you pull something back when you've already extended it out into the world?
Well, there's a lot of great tools out there with AI, and a lot of companies are using AI. AI is the ability to do a lot of analysis, to do a lot of competitive intel, to shorten time, like you said, to condense things. So, I'm not sure how, in terms of, the video and the audio and things like that, will be parameters around it. But I do know that the people that are responsible to make all these tools and these platforms are going to be very in touch with that and following along these guidelines, which what RUBI is it's all these platforms that are already built, but under one roof. So you have a lot of people paying a lot of different subscriptions to a lot of different things, right? Image Labs, Midjourney, DALL-E 3, Leonardo, these type of tools are now in one. And the beauty is that when you're in the flow, because it's all about energy, right? And you're in the flow and you're in the zone and you're doing your email or website or, blog or whatever it is. And now you want an image, or now you want a piece of music, you can stay within the tool you're in and you can continue that flow. You don't have to stop and then go to another tool and then come back. And that's really a big piece of all of this.
Totally. Because what's happening in with computers is, and I'm the one who I'm guilty of it. You go off and you click on another area, and before you know it, you go into a new tab and you're off to another world again, and then you go back and go, what was I doing again?
And then you've got 30 tabs open and
right.
You're like, what did I do?
Right. Glenda, yesterday you saw the tool after not seeing it for a while. You came on a tour.
So I had been using it, but I didn't. But let's talk about, first of all, RUBI now has expanded, and it has gone through their only through time. Like, they brought it out very early because they wanted to make sure that they were in with the rest of everybody was coming out with all these AIs. And over the time that they have been there, and I'm, thanks to you, I'm one of the founding members as well. And, it was very simply done at that point in time. And now it's expanded because now it's the 2.0 version or
So let me bring it back, if I may. So RUBI is an acronym. RUBI stands for Relational Understanding Based Interaction. What does that mean? It means that you learn RUBI and RUBI learns you. RUBI is like your BFF, your virtual assistant, your admin, your right hand, and your left foot. I mean, RUBI is, once you get into this tool, you're going to fall in love. It's a definite love affair. So in August of 2023, when I joined, is when the system turned on, the switch, and it was in beta for a while. And then in November of 2023, 11/11, Robert's into numbers, 11/11/23, the system turned on version 1. And this was a pretty wild version too. This was really robust. And then in July 7/7 of 24, version 2 turned on. And now you have the music piece and the video piece and the audio piece. So, and Robert is continuing to add things to it, but the beauty is it's very user-friendly.
Very.
It sounds complicated. However, and a lot of times when I show the tool, I don't show the whole tool. I never thought I'd be in the music, by the way. I'm like, yeah, music. I've never, I played the guitar when I was young, but I'll tell you, I'm writing songs. I wrote a birthday song for my 2-year-old grandson.
Aww.
I write songs about love and energy. I write songs about RUBI. I'm writing songs about all kinds of fun things. It's like really easy, and you're creating your lyrics in the chat, and then you dump them in, and then you pick one of several genres, and you play it back, and you can add it to videos. I mean, I get very excited, as you can see.
It is exciting though, because it, like you said, it not only frees up your time, but the ideas that come out of it. And, sometimes I'll just use it for an outline and put my own stuff in it. But it's like, wow, it's amazing.
It's for everyone. So when we talk about who it's for, whether you're a realtor, insurance, a coach, a network marketers, we're having an open meeting, by the way, on October 8th, Tuesday, that we're going to show network marketers how you can upload a PDF of a product, or even if you're not a network marketer, you can do it on an Excel spreadsheet, and you can create content or analyze that data. You can create content, 30 days of content for your social media platform in 1 minute.
Wow.
Putting in the prompts, we'll show you that. You can also audit your website, the audience that you're talking to. You can audit your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, your X account, your TikTok, who you're talking to. What is your content saying and to who? And you can plug it into RUBI, and within a couple of minutes, RUBI will have the demographics, the psychographics, the pain points, the values, the buying behavior, and the tone and the voice.
Wow.
And then now you can use that, or you can change it if you want to, but it is very telling. I'll share a story. A friend of mine, Diane, plugged her website. She's a digital marketing agency. She plugged her website into RUBI, did an audit of the audience, and learned that it was talking to men, 40-year-old men at this age, this college graduate, this demographic, psychographics. And, she was getting business from her website, but only by men.
Wow.
Women weren't going to a website. And RUBI's funny. RUBI's hysterical. RUBI names your persona, and named when she pulled the website, Digital Marketing Dave is what it was named. Well, the person who wrote this woman's website is named Dave. 40 years old, this demographics, so Dave, this website was talking to the Daves of the world. So she now realized that she needed to tweak her website a little bit to talk to female audience. And how do people know that? So I do audience audits for people. You can, if you were to be a distributor of RUBI, or even a customer, I guess, but a distributor, you could charge people for website audits, for social media audits. You can create all kinds of courses, and it's a very cool income stream. In addition to promoting RUBI, you can create content within RUBI that will be additional. So,
wow.
And the greatest part of it all is you don't have to be a programmer to know it. So you don't need to know the prompts, because there's built-in prompts for it. So there's modules that will have all these courses already set out, and you just feed it, your instructions. And then when it comes out with some information, if it's not quite there yet, you keep on asking it or give it more information. It's so easy to use. And that's why I love it, because it makes you to think outside the box is really what it starts to do. And I think in life now, especially the way the world is, we need to think outside the box. When we look at things, if we take things the way they are, then that's the way it's kind of like, if you accept things the way they are, then you're accepting kind of life the way it is. But if you can think outside the box, then you can really expand your life and create a different world for yourself and for those around you. And that's why I like having this tool. And because there's all these things like Heidi is saying, what ends up happening is, like you're saying, you don't have to go and sign up for all these other tools, because RUBI is priced at such a cheap, not cheap, but a very
inexpensive,
good value.
Yeah, great value.
Valuable, that it gives you so much for very little. And that's the whole idea, was Robert, when he went into it, and I remember at the beginning when I started as well, is he wanted to make sure that this would be accessible to anybody and everybody.
Very good point.
And it's
in 58 countries. It's all over, very many languages. And one thing that I wanted to bring up, which we didn't talk about yet, is the community. We have a really awesome community. And we're building a team on our own team, but we also have the whole Flex group, that everybody that's in RUBI from all over the world. We have about 300 on our team, on the AI Mavericks that we're on, ladies. And it's really fun to watch how people are using RUBI. We learn from each other. I never would have thought of that. People are coming into things that we're all sharing and teaching. There's training on our YouTube channel. There's training. Robert goes into deep dives on all the tool. We have videos. We have weekly meetings where we share how to use the tool, how to build the business for those that want to. So, we're attracting really fun people. Talk about the law of vibration, the law of attraction. It's fun. People from Australia, New Zealand, UK, Canada, like connecting all over.
And it does allow you, like if you're in Spain and you want it, your program's done in Spanish, you can have it all for the same price. Like you don't have to pay extra for any of these things. And that's what I love about it. That it just, you have so many different choices.
Mm-hmm. So the price point, just for those listening and probably like, how much does this even cost? It ranges from $20 a month to $100. So there's 4 price plans, and you come in, and I suggest the middle ones, the $30 or the $55 plan. And when you decide you want to be a distributor, you need 2 people, one on the left, one on the right. It's a binary plan. And then you drop down $5 a month, whatever plan you're on. And now you get $5 discount for the plan because you're a distributor, because you're giving back to the company. And you can go up and down your rate plan anytime if you choose. You need more, you move up. You're not using it as much, you move down. The words and credits roll so you don't lose them. It's very, Robert has done a really good job. It's a really simple comp plan, which if you're listening and you're curious, drop RUBI in the comment and we'll follow up and get back with you and get you all set up, because whether you want to be a customer or a distributor, we call them brand influencers or affiliates, you will be in a whole new world of fun. It's like, wow, you don't even know stuff like this exists out there.
Heidi, I always know when my daughter calls me, she's looking for me to give her help with one of her college essays on RUBI.
Right.
She's always, because they detect AI now in certain places, and I just plug it in for her and it comes back and within minutes.
So we have, I'm glad you brought that up, Nicole. There's
Yes.
a couple of pieces in RUBI that helps with software detection of AI. And it's called SPY, it's Surveillance Plagiarism Detector. So you can plug whatever you have for content into RUBI. It will give you a score of how AI it sounds. It will give you whether you've plagiarized or not and where you've plagiarized. It will give you a readability score, a Fleischmann readability, and it will give you a key. When you click on it, it'll show you exactly in the content what's hard to read on a different key level scale. And also, when you take that content, we have a ghost rewrite feature. So now you can put it into Ghost and you can rewrite it as many times up to 10. And now you can repurpose that content. It's more human. I will say, you never want to take anything from AI and put it out to the world. AI plus you equals magic, right? And you'll see that when you do the rewrite on the Ghost, and then you plug it back in and do an audit. Yesterday, mine went from like 99 to 0.3.
Wow.
And it's one of those things that when you see it, you're like, what? And it can create meal plans for you on any kind of meal plans you want, travel plans on a budget. It can create personal training programs and weight loss strategies. And we have a research tool. This is 150 modules. We have a tool called Research Tool. I can plug in what are the benefits of probiotics for gut health, or what is hydrogen water good for, anything. And it will come back researching and give you really amazing content. It's very fun. Social media, ebooks, courses, emails. It'll respond to reviews. It'll respond to comments. It'll help you create a comment. What do I say? I hear so many use cases. I don't know how to say this in the right tactful way that I have to tell my renter, I'm a landlord and I have to say this, or, I have to write a business proposal or a purchase and sales agreement. There's a whole realtor collection in there. It's SEO words. I mean, I could go on and on.
It's just what you're saying, though. So if you're interested, what Heidi does, and once I get myself back up to level again, because it's changed a lot since haven't been in tune with as much with this, the 2.0. But the great thing is it's really easy to use, and I'm, back in the saddle again. So, but it gives you back some time, and that's what we need now in our lives. Is we're so busy, and we're working in our businesses, and we have to start learning to work on our businesses. We have to learn that when we go to write, even to figure out what you're going to cook for dinner. If you go into your fridge and just put into RUBI what your ingredients you have in your fridge, RUBI will spit out what you can cook with it for dinner. There's like anything and anything you can use. But you know what? The better off we learn about these things, the more we can also help our children and grandchildren to build them into a world where it's like revolutionary. It's changing everything. It's changing the way we're thinking, and it's got to be changing the way now that we're working. And
and you can create a really, really good business with AI, with RUBI. So our owner does brand influencer orientation calls every other week on Saturday morning. This Saturday is one for an hour, and he trains you on how to build a business with RUBI. And they're recorded. I put them on my YouTube channel, our YouTube channel. AI University is our YouTube channel. And it's for the whole team. And you can build as big of a business as you want. You can do it belly to belly, have coffee with people, and talk about RUBI, show them a little bit. You can do it on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, You can do it however way you're called to do it.
And what's the name of your YouTube channel? So if someone wants to find you and check it out.
AI University.
AI University. I love that.
I have my own personal Wild about AI. My name's Wild, so
of course.
Yeah.
I love that.
And Glenda, are you going to be dropping some details, a link, or how to connect?
There's a link down there, but just put in AI into the comments, and one of us will reach out to you. Heidi's really good if you want to just even do a walkthrough and watch what RUBI is capable of doing and totally be blown out of the planet. And I guarantee you will be. And like I said, it's very easy to learn, user-friendly, and you know what? You just start using it, and before you know it, you're into it. So it's really worth even the time of sitting through and just working through a demonstration with Heidi.
Yeah, I been posting them on my YouTube. Yesterday I did one every Tuesday at 3:00. After the team meeting, I have an open office hour, and my team can access me, and we'll work through whatever it is, back office stuff. And yesterday I did a tour of RUBI, and I posted that on the YouTube channel. So, and this is all about duplication. So we want to make sure that we train and teach you, whoever's listening, how you can build this and build it really fast. You can open up countries. RUBI is not out there yet, everyone. Wow. There's a handful of people, like a few hundred, maybe a couple thousand in the world that know about RUBI. And some people come in and they think they're going to run and they don't. And some people come and go. And then there are a handful of us that are running, and we're running fast. And we see that this is an opportunity that's time sensitive. It's very unique. And, for $20, $30 a month, someone can come in. Gosh, that's what a cup of coffee costs these days.
Yeah, right.
And you can have a tool that is so robust. You can go to digital marketing agencies, companies, network marketing companies. I'll brainstorm with you all. And the way that compensation works is that it benefits all of us to help each other, which is absolutely what Robert wanted. So that's why it's built in the way it is, so that it's all volume, and we're all helping each other build, which is beautiful.
Wow. And it's so comprehensive right now. It's hard to believe that new things are coming, but where does he get his ideas from for the next best thing?
Well, there's going to be lead gen in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be a little bit extra cost, so that you can, find people on your social media pages. There's also going to be some other additional things. He's always out there looking for what's the greatest. He took 3.5 out, Chat GPT 3.5, and he put in 4.0, and he put in Cohere and Sonnet, and he's out there connecting and collaborating with all of the greatest tools and easy to use. From my understanding, and I never used the Image Lab piece that has some other websites that you have to have, and you have to pay for extra things. And right here in RUBI, you have the ability to just go right in and use it without these complicated steps that people are leaning in. Mid-journey, I guess, is pretty tricky. The other piece is that you own everything. It's copyright free. Wow. Right? So you don't have to worry that your music's going to be taken down because you're taking it. It's your own. All your content, you own it, which is really important.
So when you put something out there, you don't have to be worrying about other things that somebody else is going to shut you down. And you know what? These are the important things in businesses. You know, the same thing of, you know, whether you're starting as an entrepreneur and you're doing emails and so forth. You know, we all know that the one thing is Facebook. You don't know what can go on with them. They can shut us down. Instagram, all of them, because we don't own it. And the one thing that we all do own is if somebody goes on and asks to get onto your page and gives you their email address, and then you have that connection with emailing them to able to communicate and offer your services or whatever you have to offer. This helps you with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it builds you as whatever type of person you want to be, whether you're a coach, you're in as a realtor, you're in as even in running a business. It doesn't matter. This will assist you in any level. And I think that's really some of the important keys.
One of the pieces we didn't talk about, Glenda, is, and Nicola, is the marketing collection. So within marketing, they have a few things that I'll share. One is a 3-month marketing plan. I did one for someone the other day. I was showing them, and you plug in a little bit about your business or a summit that you're about to have, and it will give you 3 months, month 1, week 1, week 2, week 3, month 2, week 1, week 2, week 3. It will give you the social media strategy. It'll give you the marketing strategy. It'll tell you like step by step what blogs, ideas to write, videos, etc.
Wow.
It
And
also
I'm going to your university to start watching
gosh.
those videos.
It has branding. So I did this for someone the other day. I put in, let's brand wild about AI. And, you know, let's brand whatever. Even it's called startup brand, but you don't have to be a startup. And you put in a little bit about your company, and it'll give the mission statement. It'll give the values of the company. It will give you logo ideas with even the hex colors of your logo, of an image. All these things about your branding, marketing. It'll give you, there's a module for know your target audience. How many people don't know your target audience? You put in a little bit about what you do, what you bring to the world, etc. And it will help you with identifying your target audience. And you can create as many personas as you want within RUBI. It's unlimited. So you can target, college. If, for example, somebody was helping people not have college loans. Mm-hmm. So she was targeting the parents of these college students. So these folks that are going into college. Her website was targeting the 18-year-olds, though. She never knew that. She thought she was targeting parents. However, she can create different personas in RUBI, so she can target the college students. She can target the parent of a college student. She can target the schools. She can target all different audiences and create content that will speak to that directly and convert. Attract them and convert them, which is important. You can talk all day long, but if they're not moving towards buying your product, service, your program, then you're talking to air.
Yes, very true.
So if any of this is by now, if you have been listening to this and you're wanting to have a run through and seeing what this is all about, don't hesitate. Just mark down RUBI or AI in the comments, and we will get back to you on it and take a look. You know what? Like I said, for the cup of a coffee, you can have something that will actually help you to run your business and your life and your family and make things a little bit easier. And wow, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing in our lives? Life is supposed to flow. And with RUBI, you flow.
Mm-hmm. I would say hop in, get the link, sign up for one of the 2 middle plans, and get in there and start playing and have a ball.
So as we still got a little bit of time left, but we're coming to the close. When you first started with Ruby, and because your business had changed through the years from one thing onto another, from everything else you have done, what is it about Ruby that really gives you that energy that you do? Because I know anytime I speak to you, Heidi, you're just on top of it all.
Well, I'll go back to my wellness, and I really am careful about what I put in my body and who I hang around with, and that I get really good sleep, and that I drink um, a lot of fluid, hydration, and then I move. So that is the foundation. And I mean, if I'm going to be the best human I can be, I want to take care of this temple. And I feel like I'm preaching a little, but you know what? It's all about that, right? So feeling good is key. Now I found something that I'm excited about, and I'm really stepping in to being the leader that I know I can be. And I'm getting mentored, and I'm watching Robert, and we have a lot of strong leaders. And what I'm learning to do is step back, let go of control, and let leaders run. And Robert was talking to us a little bit ago, and he said, and there's a lot of money we can make here, but it takes time. It's not overnight. It takes some work and volume. I'm not going to sit here and set expectations that it doesn't. However, this can go really fast if you wanted to. And he was saying, do you want to be part of the 10,000 a week club? And someone's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he said, do you want to be part of the walkaway club? What is the walkaway club? The walkaway club is, and this isn't anything, is when you can step back and have your leaders run. And you can take the vacation, or you can step away for your family needs, whatever it is. So what I'm finding with this is, and what I really enjoy, is to build leaders that want to be leaders. I have a woman on the team who enrolled a really strong network marketer, and she is one of the biggest in the business. And she brought in a lot of people. So this woman is doing weekly calls of her own with this group, and really taking it and running and stepping into her confidence and her leadership. I love that. And on our team calls, we're inviting people to step up. That we now structure it in 3 different ways: mindset, 10 minutes about mindset, wellness, whatever, 15 minutes about Ruby, and then 10 or 15 minutes about the business. So who on the team? We have 300 plus people now on our team. Who wants to step in and do 10 minutes on wellness, or 10, or mindset? And this is giving people an opportunity. It's not the whole meeting. It's not an hour. That, take 10 minutes and to show people what magic you're creating in Ruby, or how are you speaking to people that's working, to enroll, leaders, or is your face-to-face work. So it's a lot of collaboration, and I get excited about that. I get excited to really watch people step into their own greatness. And Ruby is like anything. It's not the end all be all. It's the tool, right? It's the avenue. And however, I got excited for a lot of reasons. One is the leadership and the values behind the leadership of the Flex Ruby team, the humanitarian project that's behind it, the people that we're attracting. And what I will say too is, I've always worked with sidelines in my wellness business. I was at the top. I came in before the company even opened. So I didn't have this whole community above me, other than the guy in the field who was in front and over everyone. So I work with a lot of sidelines. I work with people that aren't necessarily on my team. And that's okay. We're all one family. And that's the community. That's the culture that we're building, because we're building our own culture. This is so new that we get to make it up as we go. And that's what's exciting.
I love it. So as we're coming to the end, again, if you're interested and want to know more, just comment RUBI in the comments, and we will definitely set up a time where we can connect and have Heidi do a walkthrough with you so you can see really what it's all about. And if nothing else, it's like I said, having an open mind is one of the most key points. I love what you said, Heidi, about building yourself and having, like, I'm totally with you, and that, your body and your temple is everything in life. We only get one, and how much are you going to respect it and love it? And it shows by when you carry yourself. But the most important thing is also, what are you feeding yourself? And this is what I love as well about it all.
Mm-hmm. I would invite people to come to our, once a month, we have an open office, open team meeting. And this month it's on social selling. But even if you're not social selling, you can come and listen in, because one of the things we want to do is take advantage of the meetings that we have in place, right? So Glenda can get you information, and Nicole, on the open meeting October 8th. We're going to do 3 sections. The first is how to create 30 days of social media content in like 1 minute with RUBI, which is mind-blowing. And we also may look at Trello, because we use Trello to organize it. The second is I'm going to pull a PDF or 2 from a company into RUBI and show you how you can create wild, fun content that will attract your audience from the boring PDFs that your company might have on the product, or the sciencey PDFs. I shouldn't say boring. And the third is how are you auditing your website, your social media? We're going to show some social media audits. So plugging in your URL from Facebook, Instagram, who are you talking to? You'd be surprised. You may be thinking you're talking to one audience and you're talking to another complete audience. So it's really fun. And RUBI will analyze that data for you and come back with you, and she'll be your best friend. So come join us. Come join us. Click on the link and get started.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on today and sharing such incredible wisdom that you have, and an incredible tool more than anything.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Oh, I love it.
For everyone who's listening, your time is valuable, so we appreciate it.
Thank you very much, everybody else. And before we leave, we always have our one and only Nicole, who always gives us her feelings of how today went and what she's come through from it.
Well, I think the most important thing to me is so many people are afraid of something they're not familiar with. And, Heidi stated her age, which is 65, right behind her. Glenda's right.
Hello?
And so what I want you to understand for the audience out there is we are proving to you age is no barrier. There is no reason why, if this sounds like something you want to do, that you can't get a hold of one of us and move forward. There's nothing to fear. Fear is just an illusion. It's really nothing. And then the minute you step over it and try it, it's gone. So kudos to Glenda, kudos to Heidi that, we brought this up. We're bringing in people and we're showing that at any age, from teenager to octogenarian, we can make a difference.
Thank you so much.
I got to keep this brain stimulated.
Active. Yeah, absolutely.
Learn.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you again for watching. And if you're interested, just reach out and we'll be thrilled to help you and show you what it is. And then you can make the decision on your own. In the meantime, just go out and enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Namaste.